Hello. Welcome back to TS, where we tell it like it is and then let the chips fall where they bloody hell may. Let the chips fall where they may. And as we always say, and I love the statement, truth crashed to earth shall rise again. Oh my goodness. And I can't forget the promise we have made to our Jandam family. Man, a big promise. You continue with your Jandam, but just be assured that whatever it is, we shall crush your Jandam with the truth. My goodness. And the question we always ask is, what time is it? And the answer, of course, is nation time, man. It's nation time. And I'm so happy because people are starting to believe that we don't have any optional. And just say we have two options. Either we build the nation, and as I say, no. There's no other option we have but to build this nation. And that's why we keep saying, it's nation time, man. Nation time. And folks, today, let's look at a few things, man. You know, you see, what's the statement in which say, no matter what criticism you have there for the dear or whatever is, at least admit that it can run. So do you know something? Whatever my criticism of the NPP has been because of the last 8 years, whatever my criticism is, well, I have one thing that I have to praise them for. Folks, I have to praise the NPP for resilience. What do I mean? Charlie, in the face of what we are going through now as a nation, in the face of all the loot, I'm impressed that people still have guts. Say, we are running because 2028, we have to come back. Hey, really? In the face of all of it all. And we haven't even gone into it yet. I want to set a special time when I can really have us all discuss the loot. Special time, you know, because what is amazing me is this: in spite of all of this, the NPP claims that no, we are the best. And as a matter of fact, everything that is happening now, thanks be to the great Nanado, he laid that great foundation out of which Ghana is benefiting now.
Fellow patriots, rather than feeling sorry for ourselves, let us face the truth. We took the hard, necessary decisions to save this economy. And now, Muhammad's government is taking propaganda credit, reaping where it has not sown. When they talk about resetting, they are simply rebranding our achievements and marketing them as their own. Let no one be deceived. The foundation they are standing on was laid by this party, by our sacrifices, by our bold leadership in the face of crisis.
So for that, dear, I'm impressed, man. Because I would have thought, this is the time for retrospection. This is time to really sit down and analyze, where did we go wrong? How did we go wrong? Why did we go wrong? And then sit down and really analyze with all the humility you need. And then after analysis, you say, okay, we went wrong here. We failed here. Now, this is how we can slowly come back and build the brand in the hearts and the minds of Ghanaians. But still, with all the looting we have talked about, still, the foundation was so phenomenal that Ghana is benefiting from the foundation now. When do you stop, man? When do you stop? I actually think that people are sitting down believing, actually, this could be true. Everything we have accomplished so far is the foundation. You know the last show I did? You remember what I said? Said, if the foundation was that excellent, we would know. Please don't take Ghanaians for fools. Say, We didn't know all these great foundations. Apparently, that's what you're saying. That was so visible, so remarkable, right in our faces. We didn't see it. That's why all Ghanaians ignorantly went to vote the NPP out, because we didn't see the foundation. Please, let's move on and get with the program. There's only one program now. The program is nation building. And trust me, until anybody is willing to roll their sleeve up, essentially, let us see how we can build this nation. If you're not there, then you are not ready for Ghana. Trust me, even the youth of Ghana, they're all walking around thinking, this is the time that we are ready to put our country in order. And if by any chance, JM, His Excellency, is in power and he says, this is what I want to do, let's support him. It's okay. Let's back it, because that is what we want in Ghana. You know, I was reading recently the OSP's the report that have come with Mustapha, Hamid. The corruption, the theft, the loot that took place at MPA.
The OSP commenced investigation into suspected corruption and corruption-related offences in respect of the operations of National Petroleum Authority, NPA, and the activities of some of its officials. The OSP investigation has revealed that between 2022 and 2024, some high-ranking and other officials of NPA devised and implemented a corrupt scheme of using public office for profit through threats, intimidation, coercion, suggestions, bribery, and inordinate regulatory duress to obtain for their personal benefit large sums of money from oil marketing companies and other entities under their statutory regulatory, licensing, oversight, and monitoring mandates in the petroleum downstream industry. As at the close of business on 30 May 2025, the OSP had uncovered, through tracing and trailing, an amount of 280,516,127 cedis and 19 pesos, being proceeds of the corrupt scheme, some of which has been used by the perpetrators to acquire identified and traced apartments, suites, houses in country and abroad, 22 fuel haulage trucks, and the incorporation, acquisition, and operation of oil marketing companies to compete with the oil marketing companies they were regulating.
I can't imagine it. Corrupt deals, setting up fake companies, paying fake regulations, regulatory fees. All of that was a whole criminal act. And this is the same Hamid who, let's look at him when he was complaining that things are going wrong in Ghana. Listen to him.
Well, Oware has said it all. Leadership is about choices. Mahama is doing one chief, one Land Cruiser, one chief, one Land Cruiser. The cost of the Land Cruiser is can build a dam in the village. So he chooses to use that money for only one person. And we say when we come, the monies that are lying wherever he's getting it to buy Land Cruiser per chief, we will use that money and build a dam in the village. And with that dam, the whole village will get to do their agricultural activities over 12 months. Then they will get money, including the chief, who will then get money and buy his own Land Cruiser. Are you following me? So that he becomes a full human being. For me, giving Land Cruisers to our chiefs is demeaning. It's an insult to the chiefs. We want chiefs who have their own capacity, who can work on their own and earn an income and buy their cars, so that our chiefs can look at bad governments and bad presidents and tell them the truth. Why, you think that if a president gives a chief a Land Cruiser and the president is running the country, that chief has the audacity to tell the president the truth? Exactly. So that is what President Mahama is doing. The opinion leaders, the big people in our country who can speak truth to power, who can tell him the truth, he bribes them with Land Cruisers. We will not bribe them. We will give it, we will put it in the village so that they can tell us the truth if we go wrong. That's how to run a country. My father used to tell me that, look, my son, If you reach a certain stage in life and there is nobody who can look you in the eye and tell you the truth, you are doomed. And that is where our country has gotten to. We need to rescue this country, wallahi. And I feel very terrible as a Ghanaian at this time. But there is hope, inshallah. God is not asleep. This country is in serious trouble, ladies and gentlemen. We are in serious trouble. We need to rescue this country, ladies and gentlemen. The presidency has been so depraved, so muddied, so dirtied, that I tell you in all sincerity as a Ghanaian, that I feel terribly sad today as a Ghanaian. We need to rescue this country. Wallahi, inshallah.
Please don't cry.
We shall rescue our country.
Wallahi, as they say, you cannot judge a book by the cover, because when you saw this, it was like, wow, this is a really nice, genuine man. Wallahi, he wants the best of the nation. He was even crying because the presidency had been so depraved. It had been so muddied. They were out here. One more time, I beg. One more time.
This country is in serious trouble, ladies and gentlemen. We are in serious trouble. We need to rescue this country, ladies and gentlemen. The presidency has been so depraved, so muddied, so dirtied, that I tell you in all sincerity as a Ghanaian, that I feel terribly sad today as a Ghanaian. We need to rescue this country. Wallahi, inshallah.
Please don't cry.
We shall rescue our country.
Oh, Wallahi, don't cry. We are waiting for you to come and take power so that you do things the right way, so that we all see. Folks, and then look at what happened. MP and Kwao. I mean, we are talking about over 280 million allegedly lost, embezzled, looted, put it up in different fictitious companies. 280 million. 280 million. That's just the MPO. And there's more to come. There is more to come. And then we have the scandal that is still sitting down that we are still looking into with the National Service Secretariat. My goodness, how much was that? Like 500 million? 500 million.
Our current Minister of Finance, the Honorable Dr. KCL Atuforsen, ordered a head count of all national service personnel as a precondition for the disbursement of arrears of allowances payable to the personnel dating back to August 2024. It was discovered that around 885 were ghost names. Our investigations have revealed a sprawling criminal enterprise whose network covers the entire country. This criminal enterprise was run by top-level executives of the National Service Authority and their accomplices in the private sector, known as vendors or service providers. This criminal enterprise resulted in the siphoning of huge sums of public funds into private pockets. In total, we can confirm from our evidence on the docket and from interrogations that a whopping 548,333,542 cedis and 65 pesos to the criminal enterprise perpetrated by these executives, these directors and staff, as well as the service providers in the marketplace.
Sometimes I just want you to imagine that if they had, MPP had broken the 8 and these things would have still remained, how far into debt and looting would we have gone? National Service Secretariat over 500 million, and it's a whole cartel. Maybe there's one phase that we are talking about, but it's a whole cartel. My goodness. Let's go to the sports ministry, where what was it, 4.5 million to make accreditation cards. This was 4.5 million.
We got to even know, for instance, key among them was a whopping amount of $15 million, which amounts or works to close to or a bit over 226 million Ghana cedis, being how much was used to feed athletes for 18 days for the event. So you realize that some of this things needed to be investigated. We wanted to know how many, athletes actually made it, how many actually got registered. In fact, even the accreditation process, and then your tag that is given, the quality tag that is given. And we didn't see any of this. But do you know how much we spent? As we were told, it's $4.5 million for that. And so what actually went into it?
And folks, the list goes on and on and on. I'm just picking a few examples, And this is what I say impresses me. With all of this, those who actually engaged a government that experienced all of this loot are saying that we are the best for this country. You better vote us back into power because we are still mighty. We don't have any shame. Let us hold our heads high. My goodness. I just talked about 3-0. Hold on. I'm going to do a whole episode where we get into the loot. That will blow your minds like there's no tomorrow. But let's dedicate, and I will do a whole episode to look at how much looting has gone on in this country. Because you can't let this one, you loot me. Wontumi. I mean, what was the loan amount he took? Like, what is it, $10 million? Supposed to be going to some McGregor to be building streets, and none of that can be accounted for. By the way, I should be very, very careful when I talk like that because he's a very, very potential national chairman for the greatest party that ever lived. And they want to come back because they have to continue the foundation that they have laid that Ghana is benefiting from. So they have to come back and continue that foundation, hopefully with Wontumi as the national chairman. What a funny country. So I guess you understand me when I say whatever I say about the NPP, I have to respect them for, is it foolhardiness or vigilance? So still, you can't compare yourself to our party. Massa, how far? There's got to be a point in life when you really reevaluate yourself and say, no, I had the money. I'm sorry. That must be done. But you can't keep insisting. Man, that after all that, I'll hold off for now because I'm going to do a special episode just on the loot. And after that, I'll give an open invitation to any ardent supporter of the NPP. Come and join me on the show and tell me why that loot justifies your continued stay in power, so you have to come back. I don't care if you come back, but come back repented. Come back with a sense of remorse. Because this, and I keep saying it, this sense of entitlement, it doesn't do anybody any good. I know for a fact that Afenyomaa King was the representative for ECOWAS because he was the deputy to the majority. And the role by law is saved for those who are serving as a deputy automatically. That's the law. I know that there's a new deputy minority leader. So because of that law, yes, Afenyo has to step back for the new deputy to go.
The position of this parliament has always been to send the deputy leaders as members of the delegation. That has always been the tradition. I shall move pursuant to our standing orders for the amendment of the composition of the delegation so that Honorable Alexander Kwamina Afenyomaa Osahene is removed and Honorable Patricia Apiaje is replaced as the member of the delegation that will be representing this parliament at the ECOWAS parliament.
Looking at the president and the rules in ECOWAS accepted that the deputy minority leader should be a member of our delegation to ECOWAS, not the minority leader. Please, this is the understanding. And for me, I think that is the fair way for us to chat.
And people say, we haven't had this before. How come?
It is not for Parliament to fight, because the majority have majority, to fight the decision of the majority on the minority about representation. So I'll urge the majority leader to stand down on this motion. I'm sad by how things have happened, and particularly between the two leaders.
You're taking it so personal, and because of the entitlement crowd, we are boycotting Parliament because we are following the law. Now you're dang. Folks, now you're dang. I don't understand it all. I don't understand it. And maybe Ghanaians understand it, fine. But folks, it gets to a point where, as a reasonable, intelligent human being, when you're at the boss of playing a chess game, you make your move intelligently. Every move is calculated for positive effect. But not when you are acting simply because you feel entitled to. It's not right. I mean, I don't get it. Even when the duly elected candidate for Ablekuma North was being sworn in, you walked out.
If that is the turn of event, then we, in the minority, for the records, cannot be part of the swearing in. Yes, we cannot be part of the swearing in. As a result, we are walking out. And this one is specific to the swearing in. Other businesses will engage in it.
So what's basically, honestly, what are Ghanaians supposed to do now that will make you happy? We should just say, no, you are the bosses. We bow. Is that what you're expecting? That can happen. That can happen if you can show some remorse and gradually creep back and get into power and then get your respect back. But this entitlement policy boggles me, man. Entitlement. This is the law. When you're in power, you use the law the way the law should be. But when you are out of power and the same law is applied, hey, no, you can't do that. You are threatening our democracy. Oh. Anyway, this is all I'm saying, that for people to be so confident in themselves and not show remorse and still be adamant and arrogant and say the power belongs to us, it's sad. It's sad. Let me tell you point blank today, until you get to the point where you change and start doing things for Ghanaians to realize that, Charlie, there's a new face. Things will not change. Your position will not change. Folks, you have great people. You have great people. I won't mention any names, but you have some amazingly fantastic people. If you want, sit back, reorganize and put these faces who have voices of reason, let them front, and you see the change it will make for the party. But this giddy, because you have a whole pool of people down there who support you, anything you do won't work. Things have changed, folks. There's a whole new generation now. These Gen Zs, they don't sit down and watch the news. Traditionally, you say they're going to sit down officially, or I'm going to watch news from City or Joy or Metro. They don't do that. They are following their phones, watching TikTok, whether you like it or not. This is the media that has disrupted the main gurus of the media now. And the Gen Zs are watching. They see that you are always, every single time, walking out of Parliament. Every time. You both, we have walked out. We are the ones that are entitled to this. You haven't done it. We have walked out. You think they are not watching? And you're going to go back to the same people and ask for their vote, and they'll say, oh yes, we bow. Let us vote for you again. Please. Please. Let's be real here. You lost so, the defeat was so massive, was so embarrassing. Never in the history of the Fourth Republic have you experienced this kind of loss in the history of elections. Never, except your time. And this is the time that you really analyze and think and realize, you're wrong. But no. You're still entitled. You are the ones. You should hold your heads up high, because every benefit that Ghanaians are enjoying now came from that 8 years that Ghanaians rejected. Please. Oh. You know, the claims are, I'm even told recently, even the Black Queen's success to where they got so far was all the foundation. And Black Queens in that far.
This achievement is undeniably built on a foundation laid by the previous New Patriotic Party's government. Anyway,
and now let me move from the NPP small, let me get to the NDC. And I want to start with something that Iraga said. Take a listen, then I'll come back and give my comments.
The National Democratic Congress now, for the first time in a very long time, has 2/3 of this house. Yeah. Mr. Speaker, with this number, we can do many good things for this country. Yeah. With this number, we can carry out significant constitutional reforms to make this country better. Yeah. Ghanaians today have given us all the numbers that we need to reset Ghana. And indeed, Mr. Speaker, I want to assure Ghanaians that what President John Dramani Mahama said when he was being sworn in still stands, that the National Democratic Congress will not abuse the majority given to it by Ghanaians. We will use it wisely, we will use it properly, and we will make sure that these numbers inure to the benefit of Ghanaians.
Okay, we're back. And let me say this, taking off after what Iraga said, that he is sort of telling Ghanaians the promise that Mahama made, that they will not misuse or abuse the majority, and they use it wisely. Now, this is what I have to say to the majority. And in fact, yes, for the first time in the history of Ghana, you have a 2/3 majority. Please, don't abuse it. Please, don't allow that majority to calmly and seamlessly segue into arrogance. Don't. Because I always warn people that if you don't understand the dynamics of power, let me tell you, naturally, power leads to arrogance. So whenever you're giving power, you have to make a conscious and concerted effort to remain calm and remain humble. Because by nature, power will seamlessly trigger you into arrogance. And before you are aware of it, now your arrogance is oozing out of your pores. And I know a few arrogant people, and I'm not going to mention them. There's also a warning to them. A few appointees who the power has started getting into their heads, and arrogance is creeping in. Arrogant, please. Everything you said, I hear. You do have a two-thirds majority, and that's phenomenal. But I'm hoping, like you said, this two-thirds majority will be used to reset Ghana. Let me repeat that. I am really hoping that this majority you have to be able to carry things through easily, please use it to reset this country. Because this country needs to reset. We are so far back, it's not even funny. As we talk and as we celebrate whatever achievements you're having in Ghana, go to where the bulk of Ghanaians live, the poverty level Ghanaians. No access to health, no good meals. It is deplorable. Look at where they live. Even when I'm talking about, I don't even say go to the villages. Sometimes you go to even the police barracks. Go to the police barracks and see the kinds of conditions they've been allowed to stay in. Their bathrooms are disgusting and deplorable. Folks, I'm just saying this to put it out there. Say, "Ejuma no so." Charlie, there's so much work to be done. No. That's why I keep telling NDC, Charlie, yeah, we have had some initial great victories, but I keep also warning Amika Cabral, claim no easy victories. Tell no lies. Because what is ahead, I think it was Nana Ampadu, the high life legend, he said something, or say, in Chi, Nyaka Ichiri and the Dorso. Nyaka Ichiri and the Dorso. Basically, what is left to be done is even a whole lot more than what has been done. So to the NDC, who has a two-thirds majority, the initial successes are great. Don't let that get into your head, because Nyaka Ichiri and the Dorso. What is left to be done is unbelievable. You have to, by the time you're leaving office, be able to say boldly that there's no woman lying on the floor, wokulebu, because they are birds. Boldly that the insurance system is working. So if you are poor, you can still go to the hospital and be treated with dignity. Boldly, oh. You know, folks, there's so much to do. Like a friend of mine said one time, and not a friend of mine, somebody has wrote somewhere, said, the more I learn, the more I realize how little I know. The more I learn, but the more I learn, the more I realize how little I know. So this goes to you. You're two-thirds majority, you have the power to make things, but don't think by any stretch of the imagination that the initial successes are so good so you can claim an easy victory. Say, yeah, no, there's more to be done than what has been done. So here again, Ayaraga, you are right. Ghanaians have given you everything. You have two-thirds majority. You have everything, which means that Ghanaians are watching you very, very closely. So I beg you, don't celebrate that you have two-thirds majority, because Nyaka Ichiri and the Dorso. And I'm going to ask this again. I've been asking this for a while. Back your president. Back your president. And don't disappoint him, because if any disappointment will happen, it's going to happen from the appointees. That is the level where any disappointment is bound to come in, because the drive and the energy that your leader is showing, woman of support, and we are going to be watching you. You know, don't get your head soul and say, oh, Charlie, you cracked two-thirds majority. Yes, you do have, and congratulations. But don't get your head souling thinking, say, it's all good. Yeah, we. Folks, two-thirds majority, and yes, small joke, is for you to govern. So please govern, and govern well. Please don't pay any attention to the minorities that they have walked out. And then, Even when they're in the majority crowd, they walked out. How much less in the minority? But don't be distracted by it. Keep the focus, and let's see the difference you will make with the 2/3 majority. Because this country, like I say all the time, we have to build the Ghana we want. So let me wrap it up for now. We'll come back again and stick around when we do the special thing on oral for us to see what has been happening in Ghana. But let us make sure that we use this 2/3 majority to put pressure. Say, you guys, you're going to deliver. Because if you don't, we show you the red card. Here's your red card. But until then, let us all end with the confidence and the joy that the rise has started and Ghana will rise again.